made it to the furthest most hide from the entrance at Langford Lakes. A whole pile of Canada geese in, so I don't know if you can hear me over this roar. Anyway, don't forget to watch to the end of this video, because I was here yesterday with the 600mm and the Sony A1, so I got a few snaps for you at the end of this video, in amongst the noisy Canada geese. Yeah, the same thing happened yesterday. A lot of Canada geese, but I did have a beautiful close encounter with a grey heron, and yeah, we had another couple of visitors, which yeah, I'll save to the end. Anyway, yeah, so keep watching to the end for the Sony A1 shots. But here we are with the Sony A9II and the 100-400, a superb combination in its own right. So we've got no complaints here, no excuses for missing the action today. So anyway, I thought we'd explore the theme a bit more. The obstacle is the way, and it was in this hide last year that we had a rare visitor to this area, the red-footed falcon. And photographers came from far and wide and were snapping the beast, and you couldn't get in this hide for love nor money, and it was really difficult. I came 2 evenings during the week, couldn't get in the hide, couldn't even get a shot. All I got was a distant shot on some telephone wires. So anyway, the obstacle became the way, and what I did was get up really early on a Saturday morning, and I was the first one in the hide, and I bagged this seat. And eventually, here about 6 o'clock, at about 8 o'clock, the red-footed falcon turned up, and I was able to get my shots in amongst the melee of photographers. And then after a 2-hour spell, I was gone. And anyway, it was the obstacle that became the way. Because it was so difficult to obtain, I went for it, and I reserved my spot nice and early that morning. And this is using the Stoic philosophy. The obstacle is the way. So yeah, just one example of how I go about my wildlife photography, using Stoic philosophy. And I didn't really realise that I was using Stoic philosophy. Another occasion I was in this hide was for the great northern lapwing. There are lapwings around, and I'll show you a photo from yesterday of the great northern lapwing. But and oh, there's a rare visitor as well, which is very unusual. I thought I just saw it then for a minute, but no, it wasn't. That's a water rail, very unusual for Langford Lakes. The first one I've seen here yesterday. Anyway, besides the point, lost the track. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was photographing the northern lapwing here, and the reason I was photographing the northern lapwing here was it was pouring with rain. There was nowhere else to go, so I decided to go to my known local spot, park myself in this hide with the rain teeming down, and I got some beautiful intimate shots of the northern lapwing. And yeah, it was just a wonderful experience, nice and quiet. I think one other person joined me in the hide at some point in the morning, but because it was such a foul day, nobody else was out. So again, the obstacle became the way. And indeed, in wildlife photography, this is what an awful lot of it is about. It's overcoming numerous obstacles. Obstacles of learning how to use your equipment, obstacles of finding your subject, and it's surmounting all these difficulties and coming up with a finished item. And that's what attracted me to wildlife photography in the first place, because it was so darn difficult. The obstacle became the way. Camilla and I. Yeah, so for the coffee break on Camilla and I today, we have the excellent Ryan Holiday, the Daily Stoic. Superb publication. Recommend the work of Ryan Holiday. It's Holiday. Anyway, The guy always seems to be on holiday despite having written 10 books, so he knows what he's talking about. So yeah, Ryan Holiday. Ooh, beautiful. So yeah, we got him to thank for the coffee break this morning. The obstacle is the way. The Daily Stoic, Ryan Holiday. While it's true that someone can impede our actions, they can't impede our intentions and attitudes, which have the power of being conditional and adaptable. For the mind adapts and converts any obstacle to its action into a means of achieving it. That which is an impediment to action is turned to advance action. The obstacle on the path becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. So I didn't know anything about Stoic philosophy before I read Ryan Holiday's during lockdown. Very good read. Ryan Holiday. He's on YouTube. I'll put a link in the description below. So the way forward is overcoming the obstacle in question. So let me know in the comments below what obstacles you've overcome in your wildlife photography. Obviously we do accessible wildlife photography on Camilla I, but sometimes just getting to the location is enough of a challenge in itself. To other people, of course, it's just actually taking the photograph. It's learning how to use the camera. But anyway, we study these small increments day by day and become better and better at our wildlife photography. But it's always a good one to start with the obstacle is the way. And we certainly use that on Camilla I. This morning we set out on Superbike because we didn't have the car, so Superbike became the way. The obstacle became the way. And what a beautiful morning. It's been absolutely superb. Hope you enjoyed the trip down the Wiley and Woodford Valley. Absolutely superb this morning. And boy, did we bump into some buzzards. I've never seen so many buzzards first thing in the morning. But we were early. So and 3 red kites to start off with. So and the kestrel flew off, although I didn't get sight and sound of that. Anyway, have a good one. Bye from Camilla and I. And remember, the obstacle is the way.